So hello again. Back. A few people wanted to know about my GoPro mount and a few questions. And I want to assure you, it was not that I had my wife standing on the back of the bike holding the camera up like this. So anyways, I just want to show you how I did this. I wanted something that was compact, that I could take apart and carry and be versatile when I do my trip. So this is what I came up with. It just straps on here. Of course, this size of this will fit into the case, and this portion of the GoPro will also you can have it where it splits and goes into the case also. But it's basically just strapped down with two straps. Pull those tight. It will not go nowhere. You can actually move the bike once you're done. And then we'll card a pin here. This basically goes in. My GoPro mounts right up here. I can take it off. I can also put it here. I can mount it here and have it going this way. Also, just kind of have it tilted in. So that's how it is. So I'll show you what parts you need to make this. It's very cool, and like I said, once it's on here, it's not going anywhere. It stays pretty solid. I use these little cotter pins just to give me a warm fuzzy that my GoPro isn't going anywhere also. Okay, so these are some pictures from the GoPro. They're not in wide angle, they're just normal photos that I took to give you an idea of the different types of angles you can get from this mount. So it's pretty cool. And you have to keep in mind that you can also just pull the pole out and use the pole as an extension to your hand. So instead of buying a separate pole, you have that also. So it works pretty good. Okay, so let's make this thing. First of all, what you're going to need to order is this piece here. It's the GoPro tripod mount. You can kind of see it here. They cost about $8, $9. You can get them at Bass Pro. You can get them at Best Buy. I don't have an extra one, but this is the one mounted on my current mount that I created. So you can get them anywhere, but you have to get that. Okay, the rest of the stuff you can get pretty much at any of the hardware stores. I got most of this at Home Depot. This here is just a 2-foot PCV pipe. I get the little bit thicker one because it's more sturdy, it doesn't bend. And get 2 of them. They're 2-foot extension, you want 2. One's going to be your pole, and then the other one we're going to cut up, and it'll be the perfect amount of pieces for your stand. So what you're going to end up doing is cut you 2 pieces at 4 inches. Then you're going to cut you 4 pieces at 3.5 inches. When you're done, you're going to have one little piece left out of that extra 2-foot pipe that you bought. You want 4 end caps. You want a plug, an end plug. You want 3 of the T brackets. And then you want an L bracket. And by the way, I'm using 3/4 PCV piping. You also want this connector here. This slides onto your pole, and then you're going to use the end cap right here. You can see it. It's threaded on one side, and then the other side is nice and smooth to go on the pole. You want to cut you a piece of string. probably around 14 inches long. You want to get you some cotta pins. These are called safety pin fasteners, and I just use these to keep it kind of locked in place. You can see there. They come with 4 in a pack. The other item you want is just to get some foaming. I use this on my pipe to keep it from scratching the top of my case, and it also gives it a little bit of compression when you tighten your straps down. Okay, a few more things. You'll want some tie straps, 4 of them. You'll need some scissors, some cement. Doesn't have to be anything special because this is not going to be used for water. You'll want a drill bit. You'll want it big enough to go through the tripod mount that you're going to make, and then also thick enough to run your string through the pipe when we're done. And then you'll want a smaller bit for your safety pin that you're going to put in. I have a little rubber mallet also I use just to help pound in my PCV pipes into the connectors. Okay, I like to lay it out first before I start, just to make sure I got everything right. And basically I got my end caps, I have my 3-inch, 3.5-inch posts, my T-bracket, 3.5 end cap, then I got my 2 4-inch posts and my T-bracket, and then the other side is exactly the same way. When I put this together, I put these together first, the ends, because once you get them together, you got to make sure you get this level, otherwise it's not going to sit correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these together. And you don't have to worry about the glue too much. I'm going to use my cement glue here. Doesn't have to be super fancy because, like I said, this isn't going to be watertight. Push it down. I'll just use the hammer. It makes it a little bit easier. Do the same for this side now. There we go. Got one side. Now I'm going to do the end caps. Alright, there you go. Got one right there. Okay, so let's do the other side now. Here, I'll just move this one over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together. This will be the middle part. I don't want to connect it yet until I get my center pole ready to put it in, because I want to make sure I got it perfectly level. So let me put at least the ends in. Okay, so now I got my centerpiece. This is going to go like that. Okay. And what I want to do before I put this in is I want to put my center pole in. This is the long pole. Okay, you can see. I got that in. What I want to do is make sure I have this straight before I pound this in. Okay, because you want it somewhat straight. This part we won't be cementing, but we will cement everything else. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some cement on here. I got it pretty straight. Okay, now let me do this side. And you can make sure you got everything correct before you get too far. Okay, there we go. Just want to check it, make sure I'm all right. Okay, it looks pretty good. So there we go. We got that part done. Now this part will come out. It's pretty tight. Now what I want to do, I want to take this piece. This is where the GoPro will mount. And I'm going to put this on here. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's on there. This piece here is where the GoPro will mount on. The reason why I do it this way with the M plug, you can drill a hole through here, put your GoPro on, and hold your screw and everything and mount it on. And then once you're done, all you have to do is screw it onto here. Like that. Okay? Once you have that done, that part is ready to roll. So I think what we need to do now, we got to do one more piece. We got to cement one more piece. We're going to cement this piece into the L bracket. This will be the piece that you use to go diagonal. We're only going to cement this piece, this one piece here. We won't cement anything to here. Okay, I got that now. And that'll go on here. I can take this off, or I can put this on here like that and have it going out vertically, or change it and go horizontally like that, and this just gets put away. Close the glue. Alright, the next thing we need to do is we need to make holes for these guys. If you see, I put that in there. It's pretty tight. It's not going anywhere. But for warm and fuzzy, if you have this in there, it just makes you a little bit less worried, I guess you can say. Give you a warm and fuzzy about your GoPro not flying off. So I'm just going to drill a hole through here. I put this in, drill my hole. I keep it on, that way I can drill all the way through. Okay, so I'm just going to drill right through. Okay, I got a hole here now that comes out through here. So when I take this little safety pin, I can put this in. And this won't turn, it won't come out. If it for some reason did get knocked loose, it won't go anywhere. Okay, got that. Take this one off. We're done with that one. Let's put this one in. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're just drill right through this again. Okay. Alright, so I got a hole going through there. The pin will just kind of hold it. I like to, if you're going to move it, like for example, like I was doing on my motorcycle, you could move it and have it at an angle. So you want it at a 45. Do the same thing. Let's drill some more. Okay. So we have two positions. You can move it over this way too if you wanted. So you have more positions. Okay. One last thing to do. Is on this side too, this is not going to be glued, so we want to drill a hole in there also. So however you want to do it. Get it on there. I try to go different. I'll just do it this way this time. Alright. And that's where our second pin will go. So if you mount it going out, you'll have a pin going through here, and then you can have a pin going through here. So it just gives you some extra safety because this is going to be sticking out on your bike. Alright. Going back to this, you can see I still have my holes there, so put my pin in. Alright, so the next thing I like to do is take these guys right here and just put them on the ends. That way when you do strap it down on your bike, it's not going to screw your bike up. Got the same size for the other side. Alright. Then you can open it up. We're going to tie strap it anyways. That'll go here. Do the other side. Now we'll just put the tie straps on. There we go. Just cut off these excess. Alright, and there you got it. We've got one last thing to do, and then we're done. I designed this so it can be like an extension for your GoPro. You can use it as a extension rod. You know how you walk with the GoPro at the end looking back at you or doing something else. So like a hand wand. I mean, you can buy them online, but they're rather expensive. So since I wanted to try to compact everything on my bike and have multiple purposes, this acts as an extension rod. So you just want to make a hand strap in case you're doing anything. You can't lose it. It stays on your hand. So all we need to do for that, we're going to drill a hole here and we'll run our string through. So you can do that anywhere. I just go up a little bit, about 1 inch. One other thing I forgot, we got to drill a hole here up at the top of that end cap because that's where our bolt goes in for the GoPro mount. So go ahead and just drill dead center. Put it right dead center. And you can see we got where our GoPro mount goes. And as you can see, if I get it off, I can't get it off now. I've got to get a wrench. So all I got to do now is just run my string through, which is easier said than done. Let me open the holes up a little bit more on this. The way I do these, I just push them through. And when I get them through, I tie a knot on this end. Like that. It won't go anywhere. I pulled that back through. Okay, there you go. Now you have a handbrake. And there you go. One other thing, if you want, the way I have this design, I strap it onto the back of my case when I'm not using it. But this is the perfect size. If you go with this measurement, it will hang or sit inside your top case. If you have a cargo net up on the top, it'll just sit in the top cargo net. Or If you want, you can cut this in half and just use an extension piece in the middle. That way you can pull this apart, and then this would fit in the case also. I preferred not to cut mine, so I'm just going to have it out, but it's easy to do that. Just cut it directly in half and use a extension. Okay, I hope that helps.